Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Hey, what's up guys, Royal here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over an army strategy that I've been using for a long time. Been using ever since before Townhall 12 came out. And that attack strategy is the Baby LaLo. And the Baby LaLo, guys, it's a very strong attack. Great for farming. It works well in war. You just got to pick the right bases. It's really good on your Dark Elixir. Maybe you're trying to farm your heroes up. It's really good. You could check it out at the top there. It's only 1400 Dark Elixir. And we're rolling with 2 hounds, 12 baby dragons, and 20 loons. And then you got the 3 rages, a freeze, a clone, and a poison. And then in this case we're going to take loons and another rage in the CC. You can see at the bottom too, I got another composition. It's basically the same thing, except we're going to take 1 less hound, a little cheaper on the Dark Elixir, and we're going to add loons and then request your hound in the CC. But I prefer to go with the double hound in our camp, because then we can get a blimp, and I'll kind of show you when we get to it. But yeah, it's great for Dark Elixir farming, you guys, and it's also a really strong, effective strategy. And we'll get into it and show you what it's all about. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with a dip here and just kind of show you how it's done. And since I was dipping, I didn't bring a blimp, and also I'm not going to use the warden ability. And so basically what we're going to do is we are going to send a couple of test loons on some corners just for deploying some air traps, and then our baby dragon, you know, doesn't get picked off by an air mine. And it also kind of works where the loons usually go in and take out a couple defenses. You can see on the eastern side of the base there, just took out a whole whack of air mines there with the test balloons. And then while you got baby drags creating a funnel, you also send in your king on one side of the base and your queen on the other side of the base to really make the funnel even better. You can tell already all those buildings being taken out. You got a nice narrow path in the center of the base there, where we're gonna deploy all our baby drags and loons and hounds in a minute here. So you still just got your heroes working around. That king went all the way down the base there. Yeah, it's 10 out of 11, guys, so that's okay. So we get all our baby drags down. We get the warden behind. He's on air, and he's just boosting all their health. And then we get all the loons in behind the baby drags. We get the hounds in spread out, and they come in and start tanking for them. So then we drop rages, double rage, get them going into the base. They're all doing tons of damage. We use the poison either on enemy clan castle troops, or we use it on the enemy queen. That works just as well. And as you're entering into the main bulk of the base there, you pop that clone spell on the balloons, preferably. Get an extra 6 balloons, can always help, and dominate a base quite easily. Yeah, it's a very effective strategy, guys. I know this one's not the hardest bases, and the next couple that we're going to show you are going to be some nicer Townhall 12 action. But yeah, it's just kind of showing how the attack is laid out, how you go about it, and we'll get into the next one right after this. Alright guys, so we got our next attack here, and we got a Townhall 12, more of a higher developed Townhall 12, not completely maxed, but he has a lot going on in this base. So we got the same army composition here, except this time we're going to make sure to bring a blimp, and we're going to do the same principle as before. Send in a couple loons, try and attract some air mines, and then send in our baby drag for a start of a funnel, and then heroes down the sides. So you can see here we got those test balloons in, and they've already soaked 2 of the air mines. A couple more test balloons throughout the center, just because where the tunnel is, you kind of figure they're going to have some traps around there. So we got our baby drags down. We got the king on the western side of the base. He's going to start working down the clockwise over there. Then we got the queen in the southeastern side of the base, and she's kind of going to stay counterclockwise, sort of stay in that area as long as she can there. She pops her ability. You can already see, like, cutting down that path on the sides here, so that center is just a straight line for all the baby drags and balloons here, just to go through that base. So we got the baby drags down, we got Warden behind them, then we send the loons, and then we send the hounds, and then the blimp to go in and assist as well. And then a couple of rage. And then you got to make sure, guys, if Giga Tesla is level 5, you need that Warden to use the tome, or else all your balloons are going to die. So always try and save it for the core of the base if you can. I know sometimes the Warden doesn't always follow, but you got to do your best, because you'll lose a lot of troops if you don't. But so you clone in the core there. It's kind of versatile, because most of the time you like to clone earlier in the raid, because your clone balloons, you get more value out of them if they're the ones that are dying rather than your other balloons, because when they die, they still do the drop damage, whereas if they just run out of, because they using a clone spell, after a certain period of time, your troops will just disappear, the clone troops. So if they die, at least they're doing some damage on the base. So that's why it's good to go early, but it's also versatile where you could hold it for longer in the raid, and if you see that some balloons are kind of weak on one side, you could drop the clone on that side to give it a nice buff, and then you can take out a section of a base. So nicer Townhall 12 here, and we're going to get into the next attack. Alright guys, so we're getting to another attack here, and this guy is more of a max base. I think he is completely max if just looking at it. Yeah, nice base this guy's got, and we're going to just do the same thing that we were doing before, and we're going to send some test balloons. Look, we found a Tesla, and Baby Dragon can help them clean the Tesla up there. And same thing in the bottom. And I got the Tesla, and we got some Baby Dragon. They were making that funnel, and then we got the heroes in. Like to try and put the queen on a side where she can kind of reach over walls and pick stuff off. Like maybe if enemy queen was there, for example. I know not in this case, but and then the king I kind of like to put on sides where there's lots of buildings, and he's more of a tank, so he can just bust through a whole edge of the base, basically. Like, look at him go over there. So you got a real good funnel going towards the core of the base here, and then you got your baby drags down, you got your balloons down, Warden, Blimp, Hound, and they're all coming in. Not too worried about the sweeper. I mean, it is something to think about, but in this case, it's not a big deal. So we got that clone coming in towards that Giga Tesla. It's just a little bit out of reach for the Warden, unfortunately, to be able to tome them there. So held on to it to save it. And something to think about, guys. I know you might be thinking, "Oh, Royal, why aren't you luring the clan castle?" You don't need to, guys. With all those baby drags under rage, they'll take care of any CC troops. You don't have to worry about it. Even in war, don't have to worry about it. Your baby drags, they will take care of whatever's in there, no problem, I guarantee you. So we're going through the base here, just a couple of defenses left. You got the air defense and the Tesla. That's the only thing that's really going to stop this raid at this point. Not a ton of troops left over, but max base, guys, and it's still doing work. Never used our poison. You could have used that on if they had a CC as well, even with the help of the baby drags. So yeah, it's great for farming, guys, but it's also great for war. I'm gonna show you. I just went and 3-starred base in our war. We're underway right now, and so we'll get into that right after this. Alright guys, so here's our war attack. We're going against their number 3 is Goku, and we actually taken out a couple of their top guys real early in war here. So we got those Tesloons coming in, going after that Tesla, and then we got the same thing going on the western side of the base. We got those baby drags making that funnel, and here come the Royals, the heroes. They're going to start cutting off those side of the base. Queen working on the southwestern side, and the king working on the northeastern side. We're going to cut down that base, guys, like we've been showing you, and then we're going to start getting into the air portion in a second here. You can just see how effective this is, bringing it to war. We got those baby drakes down, we got that warden boosting all their health, and then we got the balloons all spread out, and the double rage down. Push through all those first line of defenses, and here comes another Electro out of a CC, guys. People never learn, right? They keep putting Electros in there. So this is an example too of where we held on to the clone spell for a little later in the raid, so you can see there those loons that are kind of pushing ahead of the game. We cloned them, and they just went through and with that rage just smashed all those defenses in the eastern side of the base. Completely wrecked. Went through the base so easily there. Tons of troops left over. Lots of baby drags. Lots of loons. Now it's just cleanup. Completely smashed Goku here. So you guys, you gotta try this army out. For farming especially, and for war, it's very effective both ways. You guys should go try it ASAP if you have not already. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go drop a like on it, and if you haven't already, go subscribe to the channel, guys, and be a part of our royal family. And hope you all have a good day or a good night. Peace out.
Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Woo! Just